They say you never forget the first time you smell war. For me, it was Iraq, March 2003. I was 23 years old, standing in the back of a Humvee, watching the desert blur into a cloud of dust and fire. We'd just crossed the Kuwaiti border. The radio crackled with static, and somewhere in the distance, you could already hear artillery. They told us this would be quick. Shock and awe, our commander said. We go in, we take Baghdad, we get out. But deep down I knew, nothing about war is quick. Our convoy stretched for miles. Tanks, trucks, fuel carriers. The sand was so thick it got into your teeth. The heat was unbearable, and the silence between explosions was worse than the blasts themselves. Everyone tried to act brave, but I could see the tension on every face. My best friend, Corporal Mike Ramirez, sat beside me polishing his M4. He grinned, trying to hide the fear. Baghdad, man, he said. Can you believe it? We're about to write history. I nodded, but inside all I could think was, I just want to go home in one piece. Entering the city. Baghdad looked nothing like what we imagined. No clean streets or open fields. Just chaos. Smoke, dust, broken buildings, and people, civilians, running everywhere. The sound of jets screamed above us. You could hear gunfire bouncing off walls. The pop-pop of AK-47s mixing with the deeper thump of our machine guns. We were told to secure a district near the airport. As we moved in, we were met with small arms fire. Bullets pinged off our Humvee doors. Contact front, someone yelled. We returned fire, bursts, short and controlled. The streets turned into a maze of noise and smoke. At one intersection, we found a family huddled inside a shop. A man, his wife, 2 small kids. The man held his hands up, shouting in Arabic, trying to show us he wasn't a threat. We moved past them, but I couldn't stop looking at the kids. They were shaking, terrified. That moment stuck with me, because war isn't about soldiers. It's about the people caught between them. The first loss. 3 days into Baghdad, we lost our first man, Private Jensen, 19 years old, first deployment. We were clearing a building when an RPG hit the wall next to him. It was quick. Too quick. When the dust cleared, I found his helmet rolling on the ground. No one said a word. We had to keep moving. That's the rule. You mourn later if ever. That night, we sat in the dark, no lights, just the glow from burning buildings in the distance. Mike whispered, "You think he felt it?" I didn't know what to say. Maybe he didn't. Maybe that's mercy. But in my chest, something heavy settled. A quiet understanding that not everyone was going home. Operation Steel Dagger. By the second week, our unit was tasked with something bigger. Operation Steel Dagger. Objective, secure a bridge leading to Baghdad's central command sector. It sounded simple on paper. In reality, it was a nightmare. We rolled in at dawn. The bridge was lined with abandoned cars and debris. Perfect cover for an ambush. Halfway across, the first IED went off. The explosion lifted our Humvee off the ground. Ears ringing, I hit the dirt. Shrapnel ripped through the air. "Enemy left side!" someone shouted. I raised my rifle and fired blindly toward the flashes. Bullets snapped overhead. Mike was beside me, firing, shouting something I couldn't hear. Then another blast. A fuel truck behind us went up in flames. The sky turned orange. We fought for what felt like hours, crawling from cover to cover, calling for air support. Finally, the roar of Apache helicopters echoed across the river. Rockets streaked through the smoke and the gunfire slowed, then stopped. When it was over, we were down 5 men. 5 brothers. We crossed the bridge, but there was no victory in it. Just exhaustion. The long days. For the next few weeks, Baghdad became our new reality. Every street corner was a potential ambush. Every car could hide a bomb. We slept in shifts, ate rations that tasted like cardboard, and counted the days like prisoners. At night, you'd hear gunfire echo across the city, sometimes near, sometimes far. Sometimes it was just fireworks or car backfires, but you never really knew. Sleep didn't come easy. I'd close my eyes and see flashes, buildings collapsing, people screaming, Jensen's helmet spinning in the dust. Mike kept us together. He cracked jokes, sang songs, reminded us why we were still human. He'd say, "We're soldiers, not ghosts. Remember that." But the line between the two got thinner every day. The ambush. It happened in late April. We were running a routine patrol near an old market, supposed to be safe territory. The streets were quiet, too quiet. I had that gut feeling again. Then it came, the crack of a sniper shot. Our driver slumped forward. Blood splattered the windshield. "Sniper, get down!" We dove behind the Humvee as bullets tore through the street. The air was filled with dust and screams. Mike grabbed the radio, calling for backup. Then an explosion. An RPG hit the car behind us. I remember the heat, the ringing in my ears, the taste of metal in my mouth. I looked over. Mike was on the ground, blood pouring from his shoulder. I crawled to him, dragging him behind a wall. "Stay with me, man," I shouted. He looked at me, eyes half open, and said, "It's fine, Dave, just a scratch." It wasn't. We fought for another hour before reinforcements arrived. When the medics got there, Mike was still breathing, barely. They airlifted him to a field hospital. I never saw him again. The quiet after. War has a strange silence after the chaos. You think you'll feel relief, but you don't. You just feel empty. After the ambush, I spent 2 weeks barely speaking. The others knew. We all lost someone in that hellhole. We'd sit around a small fire, passing photos of home. One guy showed a picture of his newborn son. Another his dog. I had none, just the sand, the sky, and the ghosts of Baghdad. Then one night our commander gathered us. "We're rotating you guys out," he said. "You've done your time." But I didn't feel done. I felt unfinished, like the war had taken something I couldn't name. Leaving Iraq. When our convoy finally rolled out of Baghdad, I looked back one last time. The city was still burning in places. Children waved as we passed, some smiling, some just staring. Mike's dog tags hung from my neck. I'd kept them, a promise. He once said, "If I don't make it, tell my mom I wasn't scared." I planned to, but when I got home I couldn't. How do you tell a mother that her son's last words were spoken in the middle of gunfire? Home but not home. They say coming home is the hardest part, and they're right. The war doesn't end when you leave it. It follows you. Every loud noise feels like an explosion. Every quiet moment feels wrong. People ask what it was like. I tell them the truth. It was hot. It was loud. It was hell. But that's not the whole truth. The real war lives inside you, in the faces you remember, the ones you lost and the promises you couldn't keep. Sometimes I still wake up at night, hearing the hum of the Humvee engine, smelling the burning oil, feeling the sand stick to my face. Then I realize I'm home, safe, alive, and I whisper a name into the dark. Mike. Epilogue. Years later, I visited the War Memorial in D.C. Thousands of names etched in stone. I found his Corporal Michael Ramirez. I placed his dog tags beneath it, closed my eyes, and said, "We made it home, brother. Both of us." Then I walked away, the sun setting behind me, the wind carrying the distant echo of Baghdad, dust, fire, and memories.